Verdict of Greenland. Independent, USA state, or under Denmark. Greenland, the world's largest island, has long been at the center of geopolitical interest due to its strategic Arctic location and abundant natural resources. While it remains an autonomous territory of Denmark, there are ongoing debates about its future, whether it should pursue full independence, seek closer ties with the United States, or continue to be part of the Danish kingdom. This article explores Greenland's current status, its historical ties with Denmark and the US, the feasibility of independence, and the realistic path forward for Greenland's governance and economy. Greenland's current status, an autonomous Danish territory. Legal and political framework. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, but it enjoys a high degree of self-governance. The key milestones in its political evolution include 1953. Greenland was officially incorporated into Denmark, ending its colonial status. 1979. Denmark granted Greenland home rule, allowing local governance over domestic affairs. 2009. Greenland gained further autonomy under the Self-Government Act, which gave it control over the judiciary, police, mineral resources, and education. However, Denmark still controls foreign policy, defense and security, monetary policy. Greenland uses the Danish krone, DKK. Economic dependence on Denmark. Denmark provides Greenland with an annual block grant of approximately 3.9 billion Danish kroner, $600 million USD. This accounts for 20 to 25% of Greenland's GDP. While Greenland has vast reserves of rare earth minerals, oil, and fishery resources, its economy remains fragile due to a small population, 56,000 people, lack of infrastructure and industry, high cost of living and extreme Arctic climate. Given these economic realities, the question remains, can Greenland survive without Danish subsidies if it chooses independence? Option 1. Greenland is an independent nation. Arguments for independence. 1. Resource control and economic freedom. Greenland has abundant natural resources, including rare earth minerals, uranium, zinc, and offshore oil and gas reserves. Independence would allow Greenland to negotiate its own trade deals rather than relying on Danish policies. 2. Cultural and political sovereignty. Greenlanders are predominantly Inuit, about 90%, with a unique language and culture distinct from Denmark. Many believe independence would allow them to strengthen Inuit identity and traditions. 3. Geopolitical leverage. As an independent state, Greenland could negotiate directly with countries like China, the US, and Canada for investment and trade. It could also apply for UN membership and develop its own foreign policy. Challenges of independence. 1. Economic viability. Without Denmark's subsidies, Greenland would need alternative revenue sources. Fisheries, the main industry, account for 90% of exports, but relying solely on seafood may not sustain a nation. Large-scale mining and oil exploration require foreign investment and expertise, which Greenland currently lacks. 2. Small population and workforce issues. Greenland has only 56,000 residents, many of whom lack technical skills for industrial expansion. With a declining birth rate and high emigration, Greenland struggles with workforce shortages. 3. Defense and security. Denmark currently provides military protection. An independent Greenland would need to build its own defense forces or negotiate military support agreements. The Arctic is a militarized zone, with Russia, China, and the US competing for influence. Greenland would have to navigate these tensions carefully. Despite these challenges, independence remains a long-term goal for many Greenlanders. Some political parties, such as Inuit Ataqatigiit, push for independence, but most acknowledge that economic stability must come first. Option 2. Greenland is a U.S. state or territory. U.S. interest in Greenland. A historical perspective. The United States has long been interested in Greenland, primarily for military and strategic reasons. 1946. U.S. President Harry Truman offered Denmark $100 million to buy Greenland, but Denmark refused. 1951–present. The U.S. operates Thule Air Base, a key missile defense and Arctic surveillance site. 2019. U.S. President Donald Trump expressed interest in buying Greenland, calling it a strategic real estate deal. Denmark and Greenland firmly rejected the idea. Why would the U.S. want Greenland? 1. Strategic military importance. Greenland is crucial for missile defense and Arctic security against Russia and China. Thule Air Base plays a key role in NORAD, North American Aerospace Defense Command. 2. Economic and resource potential. The U.S. is heavily dependent on China for rare earth minerals. Gaining control of Greenland's mineral deposits would reduce reliance on China. 3. Countering Chinese influence. China has been investing in Greenland's mining sector. The U.S. wants to prevent Greenland from becoming economically dependent on Beijing. Challenges of Greenland becoming a U.S. state territory. 1. Political resistance. Most Greenlanders oppose U.S. control. A U.S. takeover would face massive local and international opposition. 2. Legal and diplomatic barriers. Greenland is not for sale, and Denmark would never approve such a move. Even if Greenland became independent, it is highly unlikely that it would voluntarily join the U.S. While the U.S. will continue to have economic and military interests in Greenland, it is not realistic for Greenland to become a U.S. state or territory in the foreseeable future. Option 3. Greenland remaining under Denmark. Advantages of staying with Denmark. 1. Economic security. Denmark's subsidies support Greenland's economy and social welfare programs. Denmark helps manage infrastructure, healthcare, and education, reducing financial pressure on Greenland's small economy. 2. Defense and stability. Greenland does not have to spend on military defense, as Denmark provides security. 3. European trade benefits. Even though Greenland left the EU Economic Community in 1985, it still benefits from trade ties through Denmark. Downsides of continued Danish rule. 1. Limited political control. Greenland still lacks full independence in foreign policy. Denmark has veto power over major economic projects, especially in resource extraction. 2. Growing nationalism. Many Greenlanders feel that continued Danish rule is a colonial legacy. Conclusion. What is Greenland's most likely future? 1. Full independence is possible but not imminent. Greenland needs a stronger economy before it can afford to separate from Denmark. Large-scale mining, fisheries, and tourism need to expand first. 2. U.S. annexation is highly unlikely. While the U.S. will continue to invest and influence Greenland, it will not become a U.S. state. 3. The most realistic scenario. More autonomy under Denmark. Greenland will likely continue negotiating greater independence step by step, while still receiving Danish support. In the coming decades, Greenland may eventually become independent, but only if it can build a self-sustaining economy. Until then, it remains a strategic geopolitical battleground between Denmark, the U.S., and other global powers. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd love for you to join our growing community. If you enjoy our content, please hit the subscribe button to stay connected with us. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference and ensures you never miss our latest videos. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon for instant updates whenever we upload something new. Your support inspires us to keep creating content that you'll love. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to having you on this journey. Keep watching and stay tuned.